The views expressed on this show are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not those of radio station KICK, Vision Communications Incorporated, its management, or advertisers. Vision Communications Incorporated is not responsible for the validity or accuracy of information presented on this program.
Attention sports fans. Looking for the best in updates and interviews for your high school sports? Well, you found it. You're on board with the Scoreboard Guy.
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network. Certainly glad to have you along. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. And continuing with our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athletes of the Week, one of our female athletes of the week, we go to Carthage, Missouri, and our home of the Carthage Lady Tigers volleyball and head coach Braden Webb. Coach Webb, thanks so much for being part of the show today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And Coach, alongside, you've got Olivia Bergalt, who is a senior there, and talk a little bit about her and what she provides for the team.
Yeah, Olivia has really stepped up this year as our libero. She was libero last year, but now being a senior, she takes on more of a leadership role, and we've asked a lot of her, and just being a more of a vocal leader this year, and instead of just showing it, which showing it is great, but I think that leading by speaking is also good. So she has done that exceptionally well, and she exceeds our expectations. She's a great leader on our court and a great role model for all of our other athletes.
Now you shut out McDonald County last night, 3-love. You guys have already played 8 matches. 7 of them were in one day. How do you prepare the athletes for that, Coach? And then we'll talk to Olivia a little bit about how she just gets prepared.
Yeah, every time we step on the court, we're asking our athletes to give 100%. That way, when we get to a game, we are prepared. One thing I've asked our athletes this year is before a game, if not that we don't want them to be confident, but we want them to be prepared. And if they don't feel that way, they need to voice that to us. So I think that this past weekend when we played, we were playing some of the best teams in Arkansas, and we were competing with them, which is great. And we love to see that. But yeah, I think that comes with high expectations from coaches and also leaders on our team, which they have been doing great at that as well.
Now, Olivia, you go down, you play 7 matches, one against one. You're in the Bentonville early bird tournament down there, and one of them was against Bentonville, and you had 77 digs, and that led to the nomination for Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Female Athlete of the Week. Talk about that contest. And 77, that's right now is leading the state, and it's not even close.
It was there was a lot of tough competition there, and it was a lot of great opportunities for me and my team to excel in everything that was thrown at us. So it was fun.
Yeah. What were your thoughts? How do you get prepared going in knowing that you could play 7 matches, in one day? What's your mindset? What are you doing the night before to get prepared? Drinking a lot of water, getting a lot of rest? What's going through?
Yeah, definitely drinking a lot of water, sleeping a ton, and then the morning of, I always just talk myself up, give myself a little confidence. But playing the teams are really exciting because they are higher level teams, and so you're always just there to compete with them.
And you're talking about Greenwood. You played twice. You got Rockbridge is down there, and they're a standout here in Missouri. You've got North Little Rock, Bentonville schools. So the challenges were there. And Olivia, you're the libero, and you might explain that's the player on the court that is in the different color jersey. And you might kind of just define what your role is and what the libero, the definition.
Okay, so basically you play 6 rotations. You serve for one of the 2 people that you're in for. And my role is to voice where the hitter should hit the ball to, and I should always be the one to take any ball with confidence whenever it comes to passing and serve receive. And then always just telling the hitters what place is open on the court and why, just to help get the team some points.
Let's say during a match that the ball is in the air on the other side of the net, what are some things that you really have to pay a lot of attention to that's going to kind of dictate where you're going to position and obviously there's a lot of talk and communication going on, but what are some things that you're paying particular attention to when the ball's on the other side?
Definitely if they're going to swing at the ball or just spray ball it over, because you definitely want to communicate that to your team. So, yeah.
Now, conversely, when it's in the air on your side, you talk about your communication with, are you letting the strikers know, where to hit it? Are there numbers that you're calling out? What are some things going on there?
So you're like telling them to either hit it down the line or to hit it cross, how many blockers they have up, if there's a seam in between the block that they can hit through, and then if they can tip, of course, a little shorter ball.
So about how long have you been playing volleyball?
Since first grade at the Y, Carthage Y.
Yeah. Have you always been a libero? Have you had to change positions or?
I've never really been tall, so I was kind of like, they were like, okay, you're gonna pass, and then I just like kind of stuck with it, and then eventually I played competitive ball too, and I was libero for that, and so it's just been exciting. I'm not necessarily the best hitter, but I'm learning, so.
And again, we're visiting with Chevyers of the Ozarks Female Athlete of the Week, Olivia Bergalt, and head coach Braden Webb from the Carthage Lady Tigers volleyball. And Coach Webb, just for the listeners and the viewers that we may have, kind of give us, your background. How long have you been at Carthage? Where did you go to school? And how did you arrive at Carthage?
Yeah. I, in high school, played at Carl Junction, so I'm from the area. And then I actually played for my mom, Coach Sarah Wall. She's great. A lot of people know her. And then after high school, I went and played for Missouri Southern. I was a setter there. Then didn't play my senior year, and I went back to Carl to be an assistant coach for Cheryl Sharpless. And then I graduated college, went over to Webb, coached for Rhonda Moore. And then this job came open, and Mark Holderbaum kind of reached out to me and said, hey, we have this opening. Are you interested? And I jumped on it at the first chance. So I have been here. This is my second year, and it's also my second year as a head coach. So pretty fresh. But these girls have been through 3 coaches in 3 years. And so this is the first year that our senior class has had the same coach, which I think has been super beneficial for the program as a whole to have the same expectations. What
are your thoughts as you come in and the pandemic hits? There are no books that you read in college, on how to deal with this. How have you? And I know Mark Holderbaum. I'm a Mount Vernon Mountaineer by trade. He's got a little bit of connection there, and I know he's been a source there for you. Who else have you leaned on? Maybe going back to Coach Wall at Carl Junction. But how have you dealt with this?
Well, my mom is actually now my assistant coach, so the tides have kind of changed. I played for her my whole life, and now she gets to kind of coach for me. I definitely ask a ton of questions. So with COVID being a very real part of our lives now, last year it was day by day. It was everyone's first time dealing with something like that. So you really do just take it one day at a time. And take as many precautions as you can. I think this year, since we have a little bit more of a guideline, we follow those guidelines to a T. So, social distancing, wearing our mask when we need to, especially on the bus, and anything else that we can do to prevent getting quarantined. I've talked to my team about that a lot. Like anything that you can do to prevent getting quarantined, you need to do it, because we don't want to be at districts and have half of our team quarantined. So.
Now, moving forward into the schedule here, as you really kind of get it ramped up, you had McDonald County, and they've got St. Mary's Colgan, Shiloh Christian, Cassville, and then you get into the Central Ozark Conference with the likes of Carl Junction and at Nixon, at Joplin. What are your thoughts? Kind of handicap the league right now. You're very familiar with it. Your mom's very familiar with it. Kind of talk about some of the teams that may be at the top and it may be you, but who. Just kind of handicap the league a little bit.
I would say that a lot of our Springfield schools have ran the top of that for a while. Obviously, CJ snuck in there, and they've done a great job. I would love for us to be at the top of that pack as well. And I think that we are very capable of doing that if we can do what we're supposed to do. It's a very hard conference to be in, especially the difference between club ball in the areas. In Springfield, you go and have a million clubs that play at a high level. Here, there's one or two that play at a high level, and that travel a lot. So it's just, there's a difference of play for sure and how much you're touching a ball. But, I think our girls are capable of being at the top of that.
And again, we're visiting with Carthage Lady Tiger Volleyball head coach Braden Webb and our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Female Athlete of the Week, Olivia Bergalt. And Olivia, you're senior. What plans, if any, have you even thought about, at the next level, trying to participate, play? Or maybe it's just academic, but what are your plans at this point for college?
Really don't know. I know I want to stay local, so Missouri Southern or Pitt or OCC even. I really don't know, wherever the world takes me. I know I want to go into nursing, and that's about it. So.
Well, that's a very worthwhile venture there in the nursing. So maybe the heroes of the country at this point with what they've got to put up with. But is there nursing background in your family? That's what leads you there?
Yeah. So actually, my uncle is a nurse at Ascension Via Christi in Pittsburgh, and then my dad's side of the family, his dad was a doctor, and then his aunt is a doctor in Las Vegas. So that entire side is more medicine, degrees in medicine, and then my mom's is just teaching. So,
well, they're heroes too.
Yeah,
they are indeed. Well, Olivia, on behalf of the Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, congratulations on the Female Athlete of the Week, and I certainly appreciate you being generous here with your time. I know it's after school. You could probably get ready to go to practice. You've got a big game tomorrow, and you've had a lot of fans going back by the window, kind of checking in on you. But Coach Webb, thank you so much, and again, congratulations, Olivia.
Thank you so much.
You bet. You're listening to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com. You want to be the smartest fan in the stands? Go to MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage, and we'll be back after this. Hello, Missouri, and welcome Missouri sports fans to another edition of the Missouri Sports Network, powered by KICK 92.3 in Springfield, Missouri, but MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And we're pleased to be joined now as part of our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Athletes of the Week from Soldan International Studies, home of the Tigers, and head football coach Ramon Edwards and Levante Clark. But Coach Edwards, first off, huge game, maybe the game of the week in Missouri. Soldan taking on a Vianney team that, with 1:59 remaining in the game, you're down 40-26. Take us through that last minute and 59 seconds from a head coaching standpoint.
Well, we always know we're never counted out, regardless as to how many seconds or minutes are on the clock. But I'll tell you, to be honest with you, Guy, to have an individual with Levante's IQ of the game, it equates to another coach being on the field. So it made coaching that much easier. Sometimes he sees things that he comes back and tells me that I don't necessarily see when we make those adjustments. And I think that's what makes us kind of who we are. We're never counted out. And as a matter of fact, those are the type of games that makes us better.
Yeah, and just as I went through it, and when I first saw the scores coming along, and I'm following, maybe 200 games in Missouri on Friday night, and I see you guys are down 40-26. You kind of had made a little run there early, and then they kind of pulled away. That last minute 59, Levante gets the 35-yard touchdown run. Tell us about about that play, what was called, and was there a little bit of maybe him taking it in his own control?
Well, referring back to what I said, he's really a cerebral guy on the field. And not only is he academically aware, but as you saw from film, he's athletically inclined to see and respond based on what he sees. And again, that's not always seen by the coach. And I think he did a great job of leading his team, is what he's been doing since I've known this kid. Even as a freshman coming in, you could tell that he had a special talent.
Coach, going back just for those listening or watching here at Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, kind of give us your background. How long have you been at Soldan? Where did you go to school, and where did you kind of cut your teeth at, so to speak, and how long have you been there?
Oh, is that for me or for Levante?
For yourself, for Coach Edwards.
Oh, well, I've been a bit of a nomadic here. I'm born and raised in St. Louis. I graduated from Riverview. I attended a couple of Concord College in Athens, West Virginia, and I later transferred to St. Cloud State University. And I've been coaching since 2006 on a high school level. Majority of that time has been in Milwaukee, and I've always, but since I've come home, it just felt like this is, it prepared me for the kids that I have right now. It prepared me for Soldan. So my experience is a bit uncharted, I guess you would say. Many people don't travel that road. However, it prepared me for who I am and type of coach that I am right now.
And we're visiting again with Soldan International Studies, the home of the Tigers, the coach Ramon Edwards, and on the Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Male Athlete of the Week, sponsored by Chevy Dealers and Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Now you get the touchdown with 1:59 remaining, and then Levante you go for two. Levante completes the pass for 2-point conversion. When do you get the ball back, and how do you get the ball back with still some time on the clock?
We just had to, after I scored the touchdown, to run in for the 35-yard touchdown after 2-point conversion. The morale on the team was still a little bit, it wasn't up as it had to be. So I just had to keep reiterating to the team that, like, we can still win this, So after we went back on defense, and I keep preaching to the team, like, we get a stop, we gonna win. Like, I'm not telling them we can, I'm telling them we gonna win. If we get this stop right here, fourth down, we still had a couple timeouts left. We get a stop, we gonna win. And luckily, they passed the ball on third down, it was an incomplete pass, so they stopped the clock for us. So they helped us out a little bit, and then we forced them out of bounds on one play. So it kind of worked in our favor a lot. So when we got the ball back, when I went back to the huddle, I just told them, like,
hey, now you got the 42-yard touchdown pass. Who did you throw that to? Was that a read? Was it what was the play? Kind of give us an idea, Levante, what the play call was and what you had to look. What were you looking at? I mean, are you obviously they probably got two safeties deep in the middle of the field trying to prevent that. How did you complete that pass, and how did that work out for a touchdown?
That touchdown was to Tashawn Johnson, number 17. He a junior, wide receiver. And that was a play we knew we had a little time left, so of course we're gonna pass the ball. So we emptied. It was an empty backfield. I'm just back there by myself. Sent the man in motion, and I rolled out, and it was kind of like a broken play because that wasn't his route. He ran the out route, but once I rolled out and I made that DN miss, he had to step up to respect me. So when he did that, of course Tashawn was smart enough to go upfield, and all I had to do was get the ball to him. He did the rest for him.
Then now it's tied with 16 seconds left. Now you go for two. Tell us about that play. You end up running it in for the 2-point conversion. Tell us about that play call, and was that a broken play as well? And coach is smiling, so something happened there.
Yeah, I went to the sideline to him. I told him, and I said, "Give me the ball." I told him to give me the ball, and he ran like an option play, but I knew I wasn't gonna pitch the ball. I knew that if it was the end of the game, I was gonna win. Have to win or lose the game for it. So when I went in and I ran the speed option, I made a man miss, and when I collided with a defender and I spent off another one, it was just had to run. It was just will to win. At that point, we just scored, so we all up. We all the morale of the team was all the way up at that point. So now we just had to finish the game. I knew I did not want to go into overtime. We was already tired. We got a lot to work on, but yeah, I knew if we were gonna win the game, we were gonna have to win it right there.
And again, we're visiting with Chevy Dealers Male Athlete of the Week here on the Missouri Sports Network, powered by KICK 92.3, and we're in St. Louis, Missouri. We're talking to the quarterback for the Soldan Tigers, and Levante. First off, congratulations on behalf of Chevy Dealers and the Missouri State Highway Patrol for being named a Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Male Athlete of the Week. And coming into this season, Levante, what were maybe some of your personal goals and team goals that you had, and some of them may be the same?
Coming into this season, I just last year we set a tone. Like it was a different type of Soldan. The culture of Soldan, you don't really think of football when you think of it. So this year, we laid the foundation last year. So this year, we just had to come in and keep going what we was doing last year and even better. And personal, to come to personal goals, I just wanted to come out here and do anything I needed to do to help my team win. Whether it was running touchdowns and passing the ball, just doing what I need to do. I feel like this team can go as far as we want to go. It's all up to us. We can only beat ourselves. So.
And Coach Edwards, looking as you look forward to this week, you're coming off of a huge win, an emotional victory. What challenges lay in front of you here as you go into this weekend of high school football?
Well, like Levante said, we want to make sure that we're not in our own way, and the only way we can do that is to continuously get better at practice. And it's not what we did well, but it's what we didn't do well that we want to focus on week in and week out, because we want to be here for the long run, which is making a deep run in the playoffs and dare I say a state championship. And I'm not getting ahead of myself when I say that, because it's a daily grind, and luckily I have a bunch of kids who really want to work. So that obviously, as a coach, that makes it a lot easier during practice.
Well, it's always, I played college quarterback myself and grew up in Mount Vernon. And of course, we've had some success there as well. My father actually he was the football coach at Lindbergh High School in St. Louis.
Really?
I was born in St. Louis, and would have went to Lafayette or Baldwin, lived out there off 100 there in Manchester. But so some ties there to that area. But I tell you what, after a huge win like that, it's a lot easier to take the negative stuff. Hey, we got to do this better, and this better, because you got people that are listening, because you've come off of a win. It's a lot harder to coach when you're coming out of a loss. But, you've got a district, a tough district. MICDS is in there. They've had a lot of success. John Burroughs is part of that district as well. Coach, kind of give me an idea of the numbers that are out there at Soldan. Are they up from a year ago? The numbers are very, and this is just speaking from the football standpoint, the student body, I believe we're somewhere around 500 kids, which is normally 500 to 600 kids. I don't quote me on that, but I know we're doing pretty, and we're steadily, if the football is getting all these kids, so it really speaks to, what's the student body that's coming in, because last year, I believe we ended the season with around 25, maybe 20 to 25 kids. And this year is just, we're looking at about 35 to 40, almost 40 kids. So we're really beating the pavement and want to show everyone that Soldan is turning that corner, not only academically, but athletically as well. Outstanding. Well, Levante, you're being a senior. Have you thought about, at college at all? And I'm not asking you to tell me where you're going or anything like that, but is that something maybe in your future that you're looking forward to, maybe advancing your athletic and academic career?
Yes, sir. I definitely been thinking about college a lot. It's been on my mind. I'm not sure what college I'm gonna go to or what college I want to attend, but that's definitely something that's been on my mind.
Any particular area of study that you're looking forward to?
Uh, if I do go to college, I definitely want to go to an HBCU. That's something that I definitely been thinking about a lot. And as far as studying and majoring, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna major in.
Hey, that wasn't even a fair question. It's week 1 of high school football. You're thinking about next Friday night's game. But gentlemen, again, I really appreciate you being generous with your time here at the Missouri Sports Network. And again, on behalf of Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, congratulations to Levante and much more better things to come. But the numbers that you put up were outstanding. The numbers you put up in the last minute 59 would have won this award. But again, congratulations.
Thank you.
And Coach Edwards, hey, best of luck as you go forward, and hopefully maybe we'll get to visit again. I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Mr. Newpont. I really appreciate it. Hey, and considering that, hey, buddy, you're looking good, man. You're looking
I appreciate
good,
that. I
no
appreciate
doubt.
it. Hey, guys, have a great day. If I can do anything for you, let me know.
Thank you, sir.
MissouriSportsNetwork.com, and we'll be back after these messages. All right, we're clear.
All righty.
Hey, that was 20.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Newcomb.
That was 27 minutes long. That's
Hey, I don't think he might have been in front of the camera for 27 minutes.
No, it was good, man. It was good. We'll get this up at Missouri Sports Network here. I've got to send it to my editor, and then he edits and puts, because I think we've got some clips and he may put those in the background. But Coach,
Okay.
if you could email me just a still photograph of Levante, then I can put that up on the website with the Chevy Dealers logo, and then we'll have a clip to maybe some of his huddle highlights or whatever we've got out there.
Okay, I'll do that right now. I have your email, correct?
Yes, sir. MissouriSportsNetwork@gmail.com.
Okay, gotcha. I'll send that right now.
I appreciate it. Levante, congratulations. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye. God bless.
Thank you.
Hello, sports fans. Hello, Missouri. Welcome to the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com. And certainly glad that you've tuned in. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol remind us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Here for another segment of the Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Male Athlete of the Week. And we go to Republic High School, home of the Tigers and their soccer team, and head coach Kevin Houck. And Coach, thanks so much for your time today. I know you've got a match coming up, but I appreciate you working us in.
Yeah, I appreciate you having us on. We're excited.
Yeah, 1-1 on the season. You've got Glendale coming up tonight. Talk about the season up to this point before we talk about our athlete of the week.
I think we've done a nice job. We haven't put a complete game yet together for this year, so I'm looking for us to put a complete game together. We played some really good halves, just haven't put it together quite yet. We've been playing a little shorthand. We're waiting for some kids to come back from injuries and a couple to be eligible. And so next Tuesday when we play Willard, I think we'll be pretty much full squad. And so we're really excited to see everybody back then.
Yeah, and that's a big rivalry there with, between Republic and Willard. So it'd be nice to get those guys back. But we're here for somewhat of another reason as part of our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Male Athlete of the Week. Marco Don Juan here a week ago, last week against Waynesville, had a big night in a 5-3 victory, scored 4 goals. Marco, on behalf of Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, congratulations.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Let's go back to that match. First off, what position do you play, and kind of what are your responsibilities, and how'd you get freed up so much for 4 goals?
So originally I was supposed to play attacking midfielder, and I started off the game that way. But once we started getting chances, I started pushing up more and dropping less back, so that way I could stay there and be there for whenever we have chances, like through balls. I got a lot of through balls that game, and that's how I got open most of the time. It's just making those runs up top And luckily, the striker decided to drop back for me, and that worked out beautifully for us in that game.
Give the listeners an idea. You talk about through balls, and I know there's a lot of folks around here. Soccer's big, but for the listeners and the viewers, kind of give an idea what you mean. Kind of define what a through ball is, and where does that typically come through on the field?
So a through ball typically comes up on the attacking third of the field. So it's usually a pass from a midfielder or somewhere more behind the field, where they pass it through the defense, which usually results in a 1v1 with the keeper, and that's how I got it. So those through balls really were key for us today, or last Friday.
Yeah. As you look at just the game of soccer and your game and specifically, what are some things where your eyes kind of light up and get big? Like, hey, I'm going to get an opportunity here with a one-on-one. What are some things that you're paying particular attention to during a match?
A lot of things I'm paying attention to is the positioning of the defenders. So if I see an open space, I immediately know that that's a place where the ball could be passed to, and I would be in a 1v1 situation with the goalie as long as I beat my defender on the run. So that's typically what I look forward to.
And again, we're visiting with Cheerleaders of the Ozarks, Male Athlete of the Week, Marco Don Juan from Republic High School, and his head coach, Kevin Houck. And Kevin, our coach, I should say, Coach Houck, talk a little bit about Marco and what makes him special. And did you kind of see that coming, well, in that game with Waynesville where, hey, he could get hot?
Yeah, we going into Waynesville, I wanted to push him up, but I also wanted to make sure we could hold the middle. And we had some younger guys playing in our midfield that game. And a lot of these young guys really started to step up and be able to control the midfield for us. So I felt more comfortable with holding Marco up there. And, Marco's a special player because he may not be the tallest, but he always seems to find the ball, especially off of free kicks, corner kicks. I mean, he knows how to go up and get it or position himself to be able to put the ball in the back of the net, which is key for us. And so he had, I think, one goal off of his head against Waynesville. Marcus delivered him a beautiful ball, and he finished it on the backside with the header. And then he just is very elusive. He's able to find gaps and be able to split defenders. And it's nice to have a player like that.
Yeah. Marco, what grade are you? Are you a senior?
Yeah, I'm a senior this year.
Yeah. What plans, if any, have you made as far as next year? Are you looking to maybe advance and play at the next level and play at the college level?
Yeah, I definitely want to play in the college level. I'm looking around some schools in the area. I don't want to go too far, but yeah, I definitely want to play in the high school or in college.
Yeah. Have you thought about, maybe a particular area of study? Are you interested in anything, or is it just stay eligible, play soccer?
As of right now, I'm interested in studying business.
Is there a history in your family? If you got business folks in your family?
My dad he has his own masonry business, and my brother has his own roofing business, and my mom just has her own business of like cleaning houses. So I come from a business family.
Very good. You can build the house, build the bricks, put the roof on it, and clean it. Very good. Now, as you guys as you head into this game here tonight with Glendale, a pretty standout program. What are some things that you're going to have to be able to take advantage of to come out on top? What are some things you're going to have to do really well from Coach Houck and also from Marco? Just in you personally, what are you going to have to do well?
I think as a team, we're going to have to be able to defend well and stay patient. There's times where we may not get a lot of opportunities back to back throughout the game. We will get our opportunities, but I think we need to stay patient. And then when we find those opportunities, we just need to make sure we're taking advantage of them.
Marco, what are you going to have to do here to be successful tonight?
I think that my biggest struggle is going to be opening up. So I'm going to have to work on opening up because I feel like, especially since I've scored some goals in the past in these past two games, their teams are really going to go down on me, and they're going to mark me really tightly. So I feel like I'm going to have some of my teammates step up for me, because I won't always be able to score those goals, but hopefully as a team we can score those goals.
And when you get marked, as you say, that's kind of making sure someone's got maybe physical contact with you. Is it a physical Is that what you're talking about? Maybe getting physical?
Yeah, they like to defend me, so they usually have like two, sometimes three guys on me, and they all just look for me for whenever I have the ball. So I have to play the ball quickly to some of my other teammates, and hopefully they can get open to score those goals too.
You're listening to the Missouri Sports Network here, powered by KICK 92.3 KICK, home of the Royals, Missouri Sports Network, where everyone has a home field advantage. And you guys tonight, I believe you're hosting Glendale.
Yeah, we are. We host them. JV starts at 5, and then varsity will play after the JV game tonight.
Outstanding. Well, again, on behalf of Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Marco, congratulations. Male Athlete of the Week for week 1.
All right, thank you so much.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. I know you've got to run. Hey, best of luck tonight, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having us on.
All right,
You
thank
bet.
you.
Hey, you're listening and watching the Missouri Sports Network here at MissouriSportsNetwork.com. Hello, sports fans. Hello, Missouri sports fans. Welcome to MissouriSportsNetwork.com. Hey, you want to be the smartest fan of the stands? Go to MissouriSportsNetwork.com. Follow them on Twitter. I'm Guy Newcomb, the scoreboard guy, and welcome to another edition of Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week segment. And we go to Waynesville, Missouri, and head coach Joe Haynes for the Waynesville Tigers. And Coach Haynes, hey, thanks so much for being part of the show today.
I appreciate the time. Appreciate the fact you guys want to reach out and see and hear about our Tigers down here in South Central Missouri.
Yeah, you get a big win. We'll talk about that here first off, but a big win to open up the season, not only the conference season or the season in general, but the conference season. And talk about that contest with Parkview on Friday.
Well, we went into the game understanding that they were a team that could be considered a sleeper. They're just dynamic enough that if you don't do what you're supposed to, you can get hurt. And fortunately for us, our defense showed up on fire. I mean, clicking on all cylinders. Our offense came out with a couple of tricks in the bag that no one saw all summer, including a single wing heavy Wildcat package that pretty much totaled the game on offense, just maintained everything for us. And before we knew it, third quarter, it was 41-8, and we were in a really good position. So we were very, very pleased.
Outstanding. Talk a little bit about the numbers that you've got out. What are the numbers like there at Waynesville? Are they up? Are they down? But obviously you've got and the depth will really played a big part in the game, I'm sure, on Friday with the heat.
No doubt. So originally we didn't have very many guys this summer. We were averaging about 55 to 65 guys, and that's 9th through 12th grade. And if you're a Class 5 school, that's not necessarily going to get it done. So as the August time rolled in, we started practicing in the preseason. More kids started showing up. So we're up now to about 88 players, 9th through 12th. We have, I believe there's 7 freshmen that we dress on Friday night at this point. So and there's 10 of them that we dress for JV games. So they're kind of the elite of the bunch. And we still have enough freshmen to have a full freshman team, full JV, and as well as a varsity. In regards to depth, hey, we're solid pretty much across the board on both sides of the ball. Our offensive line, we're developing that second team depth, which is the most critical piece of our puzzle because we have a very, very good upper class first team O-line. And only one guy on that front has been a starter before. And so 4 juniors, 1 senior, and the senior was a fullback the previous 2 seasons. He converted to a left tackle with ease. So in the skill spots, we're heavy loaded. We're 2-3 depth across the board. And so we really don't have too much concern there, but we want everybody healthy as much as possible because that's what makes it so dynamic.
Coming into this season, what did you have to replace, with loss to graduation or move in or move outs? What were you looking to have to replace coming into this season?
So the move out part is what people in Waynesville, being a military community, that's what people don't understand. Eric Richardson is one of 3 seniors who were here as freshmen, and that freshman team had at least 45 players on it. So we only have 3 kids remaining from that 9th grade group that were originally here. So to get an idea of what we deal with and how we can maneuver and manipulate our system and personnel, there is a snapshot in a nutshell. But we had, I think, 18 kids have moved in since February. And a few of those kids have been, outstanding bright lights. And so from there, it's replacing basically 8 starters on both sides of the ball. So we had 3 kids, including Eric, Marion Fiame, and Nico Fowl were the only other 3 offensive returners this season. And those same 3 guys started on defense last year in some capacity. So we have 18 new starters basically, or 19 new starters on a football field. And when we went to the Jamboree, it was exposed really quickly. But that's the best part about going to a Jamboree is you get that stuff out there. You do it on a Friday night, get those jitters out, and you roll into your week 1 with an emphasis on what you have to get better. And our guys took it to heart, and it obviously showed with the way the game went.
You're listening to the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, Missouri Sports Network on Twitter. We're visiting with Waynesville head football coach. And Coach, as you look at Joe Haynes, as you look at coming out of this game with Parkview, you guys come out, you're relatively healthy. And I know it's early and everybody's going to have bumps and bruises and they're going to get deeper and more bruised up throughout the season. But relatively, were you healthy coming out of that game?
We were. Evander Bradford is our big diesel running back, as we call him. 6'2", 255-pound junior running back. And Evander rushed for 127 yards Friday night on 14 carries. And he had 107 of those in the first half on 12 carries, in which he informed us at halftime, Coach, I think I sprained my knee on the second play of the game. But he kept playing. So he didn't play in the second half because his leg kind of got a little tight on him. And we just held him out for precautionary tales. And then the rest of this week, he's gone through rehab. He's suiting up today. And I mean, he should be a green light on Friday night. And with that, other than that, that was our major concern. Everybody else is, like you said, knick-knack, paddywhack. We got a few bruises, and we're going to get ready, and we'll be ready on Friday.
Now for our Chevroleters of the Ozarks segment here, male athlete of the week, and Eric Richardson, 27 carries for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a 4th touchdown on a reception. But Eric, on behalf of Chevroleters of the Ozarks, congratulations. Tell us about your game. What from a player standpoint, as you go back and kind of play that game, through your mind or back through your mind, what are some things that stood out for you?
Things that stood out for me was like once everything started clicking, that's when everybody started like getting together, everybody started rolling. And it was like a big part to me because everybody knows we're gonna run the ball. So it's just about stopping what we're gonna do. So yeah, everybody was clicking. That's when things started moving the ball.
Is there one particular play, and you don't have to tell me what it is, but you go to the huddle, and is there one play that when it's called, you think, all right, I got a chance here. What do you have a favorite play?
I do have a favorite play. I have a few favorite plays. A few favorite plays I know we can get the ball moving off of them. So yeah, I like that.
Now with you, tell us a little bit about your background. How long have you been playing the position you're playing? Coach mentioned you're one of 3 of 45 freshmen that remain from your freshman class. Have you always been a running back in high school?
Yes, sir. My freshman year, I was like more running back. Sophomore year, came with the varsity, moved around a lot. They're like athlete, slot running back, a lot of defense. Junior year, I started playing more of an athlete role again too, moving around different positions. And seems like the same thing this year. Getting some quarterback, running back, a little bit of everything.
That's right.
And wide receiver, you got a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
Tell me, Eric, as you look back over that game, was there a point, it was 41-8 at halftime, but, there's got to be a point maybe in the first quarter, the second quarter where you felt like, you kind of could have your way with this team.
I think when I knew, I was like, yeah, this is our game. It was after a big turnover. I forgot where it happened and what point in the game, but I know we had like a turnover and we got the ball back, and I was like, yeah, this is our game. Like, our defense started out 3 and out, we got the ball back, get the offense the ball. So I was like, yeah, I know. And then we got a safety, so I was like, yeah, we really doing this.
As you go through it, and I do this just based on what I do, but I'll go through the schedules for everybody, throughout Southwest Missouri and really across the state. And we had some tremendous games across the state, but you just kind of put a check mark by those games. Hey, this could be a great game, game I'm looking forward to. Do you find yourself as a player, going through your schedule and kind of putting a star beside games? Maybe it's a rivalry game. Maybe you've got friends or family on that other team. Are there games that you really look forward to more than others?
I want to say I look like more forward to them, but I know I know it's a tougher team, so I know we're gonna have to like really focus out on practice, and we got to be sharp coming in playing against some of these teams. So there are games where I'll be like, we got to be like real sharp. We got to come out and do everything right. That's perfect as we could be.
Yeah. And in the Ozark Conference, and again, we're visiting with Coach Joe Haynes from Waynesville and our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Male Athlete of the Week, Eric Richardson. But Coach Haynes, there's not really nights off, in the Ozark Conference. You go to you're at Camdenton this week, and then you've got Kickapoo and Lebanon. What are you looking forward to? What are the challenges that are presented for you this week with Camdenton, who's going to throw the ball 70 times?
Well, that's one of the things that's fortunate about being a Waynesville Tiger is you're going to run into a spread offense one week, air raid the next week, flex bone, OI, single wing. You're going to have 2 or 3 teams that look just like us. So for us, we practice against just about everything to keep ourselves well-rounded. And because we see everything in conference, the way I see it is no matter who you are coming out of our conference, when we hit playoff time, you're battle tested. There's no off week, like you said. If you wake up and think, oh, this team's a win, and you start overlooking them, you'll come home Friday night with an L on your left side of your column, and you'll be upset, But Camdenton, they're going to throw the ball around. That's what they do. We have the skill set to play to that and to stop that. We've had a great success at times. Naturally, the scoreboard didn't result and show such a thing, but what we feel is we have the game plan, we have the team, the heart, and the mindset to go in and get 4 quarters and win more reps than they have on offense, and we win more plays on defense. And then for us on offense, we think that we can control the clock, control the game, and let our athleticism or their aggressiveness, take them out of play, however you want to look at it.
Outstanding. Well, again, Eric, congratulations on behalf of Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, and we certainly appreciate you guys being part of it today. And best of luck here as you go forward, and maybe we'll get to visit with you again very soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
You bet. You're listening to the Missouri Sports Network here, powered by KICK 92.3, and we'll be back after these messages.